Hey guys, Jeremiah here from Babbling in My Backyard. I had a request for a video showing how the pond works. So that's what this video is going to be. I'm just going to talk to you about how my pond is set up. We start with the pond, obviously. This is the pond. The pond is approximately 20 feet in length and 12 feet at the shortest across this way and 15 at the furthest parts. So first thing we're going to do is take you over to the intake bay. All the waterfalls are over on that side of the pond, and that's where the filtration is. So the water runs all the way across the pond and to the intake bay over here. So this water is running in. You can see it kind of moving in there. And it comes around this corner and goes over there to my pumps. Now you see there's a garden hose sitting over here. That garden hose is because I have a secondary pump that's in here that I can turn on so that I can water my beds and my blueberries and my tomatoes and everything over here. I also can hook it up to sprinkler systems to water all of the yard over there. If you think these are cool, I have in the past made a video on how to build these. This is just recycled barrels that are in here. So check that out in the top corner. A couple things. So you can see there's some plants growing in here that's kind of probably, they've just kind of worked themselves loose and replanted themselves in the intake bay. I've made a mistake here in the past. There used to be more rock in here. Right now the rock is much lower. So the crud that you see down in there is on top of a layer of gravel. But I did have more gravel in here, and I want to put more gravel in here again. Well, my mistake was that I used to have plants in here, which I don't know why I thought it was a good idea that I had some plants, so I put them in here, and they caused some clogging to the pipe that I cut. Now, basically, let's talk about this. All I've done is taken this style of pipe, and I have drilled a ton of holes in it. The 2-inch line, that is for my main pump that runs to the filtration system. So I have it running up and over, and then it gets buried on the other side of that so you don't see it anymore. And it runs about 30 feet back to the back there. So we'll go ahead and walk over there now. Okay, so I have these valves, 3 valves. So there's a small 1-inch line valve, and then this splits to a 1.5 and 1.5 from that 2-inch. This one on this side runs the filter on the furthest side, all of that area over there. And we'll get over there in a second. So this second valve here, this one runs this pool here that you're seeing. So all there. We'll talk about that more in detail in a second. And this last valve here, which is the 1-inch line, is just feeding a mini pool over here. It's just a pool filled with gravel, and then it's got creeping jenny planted in it. It really does look pretty, and it trails down the rocks down there, so that's one of the reasons I put it here, and so that it would just run down and then the water falls outside of that. What do you want to be on the video? Let's talk about this pool first. If you've seen my filter build, you'll know how I've built this with large boulders at the bottom and then layering with smaller stones towards the top. Now this over here is my clean out. I don't have the cap on there right now. Again, it's just the same kind of pipe, but it's a 12-inch, smaller than the 18-inch over there, or 15-inch that we saw on the intake. These are 12s, and that is the lowest point in the pool here, right where it's sitting. So when I clean it out, everything can flow towards that, and I can suck that out that way. So this one goes over and then flows down and out into the other one over there. But you see there's a second pipe that runs that direction. So it also feeds through there. Now in both of these, I have a 4-inch line that these 1.5 inches connect to. Just like with the filter build, which is up in the corner right now, I go in with a lower line or a smaller line, and then I reduce pressure by increasing volume into a 4-inch line. And then that 4-inch line has big 2-inch holes all the way down the sides of it. So it's reducing pressure even more. And then it has to come up through the rocks and then slowly work its way around and then fall out past the pinch point over there. So that's where it comes out and into this filter over here. Same thing. This is a longer, skinnier filter, but it's set up exactly like the other one up top. So it goes all the way across to back there. And that's a pretty big plant back there. It's hard to tell the sizing on this screen, but this is probably 12 to 15 feet, I don't know, from here to the other side over there. Same concept. Over there you can't even see it. There is a clean out between the rush and the marigold. It's just covered up by those plants. So I have to cut those back, or at least the marigold, to get into that one, which I only need to do once a year. This one has a few different spots where it can run out back into the pond. Here's one. And then there's another one here between these two rocks and another one between those two rocks. I wanted to come in so I could show you the waterfalls over here. This is probably the most interesting. Mostly pickerel weed here in the middle. I've got some Queen Victoria, and I can't remember the name of that one right now. Yellow flowers, really pretty. Red flowers, really pretty. If you're interested in pickerel weed, I do have another video for that. You can check that out in the top corner. I'm going to be doing a video on the marigold over there. That one is probably one of my favorite pond plants. So let's talk about this pipe here. If you didn't know, I have a water tower over here. I have another video on that as well, so you can check that out. It's in the corner right now. All of these videos will also be in the link in the description. Back there, I've got a lot of rush that's out of control, and I have some different type of rush over there. And there's some cattails that pop up. I've been trying to eliminate those just because they get super messy if I let them go too long. I like them, but they just go crazy. So I have some logs in here. You see there's a big old log sitting in there. And then I have another log that's sticking out of the water on that other side over there. And then lilies here. I have another video for those lilies as well. You can check that out in this top corner. This log is super cool. It's split in one end. It just kind of opened up. So I put it here just because it's so neat looking. But the fish also really like to swim around the base of this down here. There's a couple branch offs down there that they like to swim around. This log has those splits down here, and they like to swim around underneath of this. Alright guys, hopefully you enjoyed that video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. We've got lots more videos coming. Don't miss anything. See you in the next one.